Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Tom Morgan Drum Studio. And today we're back in the sequential approach to fundamental snare drum, and we've reached page 32. And what we're going to do on this is play the 4 etudes. And these etudes now bring buzz rolls into our basic reading exercises. So you can look at that page and see, for example, in the first etude, we have rolls written with the Z notation, and we have rolls written in what I call the shorthand notation or slash notation. So again, I'm wanting you to learn to read either one of those and not be confused by them. So when you see, of course, 4/16 notes with Z's, you know it's going to be 1 E and a 2. With an ending note at the end of it. If you have a quarter note with 3 slashes on it, that's the same thing as 4/16 notes buzzed. So, if you see that, you're going to do 1 E and you're going to buzz 4/16 notes, and then it's normally tied to an ending single note. And in percussion, ties mean a little bit different things. Normally, if you see a tie, 2 notes tied together, you articulate the first one, but you don't articulate the second one. But in drumming, we want to have a roll that ends with a single note. We'll tie to that single note, and we do articulate that note. Other times you'll see ties that don't involve rolls where you do play it the same way that any other instrument would play it. You don't articulate the second note, the note that it's tied to. But here we're going to play that quarter note at the end of the slash notation rolls. We're going to play that as a single note. We don't want to accent it unless it says to. We want it to just sound like a natural one-note ending to the roll. Okay, so just let it naturally end. All right, so we're going to play each of these etudes. So I'll count them out loud as we go, and hopefully you can play along with me at some point as you practice these. Okay, so here's number 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and as you may have noticed, every group of 4/16 notes I started with the right hand, and that's the habit we want to try to get into. We'll break that habit other times, but for the most part, that's the way we're going to do it, and everything works out really well sticking-wise if you'll do that. So avoid starting those groups of 4 with the left. Always start them with the right. Okay, now we move on down to number 2, and now we're in 3/4 time. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and. All right? Okay, now we're going to go down to number 3, which is in 2/4 time. All the rolls are slash rolls in this one. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and go. And 1 E and a 2 and 1 E and a 2 and 1 E and a 2 and 1 and 2 E and a 2 and 1 and 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 and 2 and. All right. right, and the final one is in 4/4 time, and we have some Z notation and some slash notation. If you look at the second measure, you'll notice that there's a half note there with 3 slashes, and that means the same thing as 2 groups of 16th notes in the first measure. So in the first measure, we have 1E and a 2E and a 3 and so forth. In the second measure, we have the same thing written the other way, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and so on. Okay, so that's a common thing you'll see a lot in percussion music. All right, so here's number 4, the last one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3E and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3E and a 4 and 1E and a 2 and 3 and 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4 and. So these 4 etudes are really important to work on and really get down, because now we're integrating rolls into just our general reading. And so this is something that's going to be part of our study as we move along. Okay, so work on those. If you can get to where you can practice them along with me, that's all the better. All right, so please like this video if you haven't, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.